You are not making as much as you want because you are not as good as you think you are. Fact. If someone in your marketplace, dare I say competitor, is making more than you, it is because they are better than you at the game. Do not throw stones at them. Throw stones at your ego instead. Admit deficiencies and learn their strengths. It will be the only way to beat them. So, if we can admit the deficiency, then at least we can create space to learn. So how do we get better? Looking at the entrepreneur is the first and most important thing that we do when we're looking at trying to get into a business. And so every business is bottlenecked by the entrepreneur in one of three ways. And so if you're the entrepreneur, this is you. Number one, you'll either lack a skill. Number two, you will lack a character trait. Number three, you will lack a belief. So imagine a ladder. And you can think of this as you've got traits, you've got beliefs, and you've got skills. If any side of that ladder is missing, no matter how developed the other components, you will be limited to the lowest rung. It's just like this is the theory of constraints, right? Just visualized. So, fun activity. I will tell you the problem, and you tell me whether it was a skill deficiency, a trait deficiency, or a belief deficiency. A long time ago in a galaxy far away, I had 10 businesses. I also had no money. I had 6 gyms. I had a turnaround business, 4 gyms. I had a chiropractor agency. I had a dental agency. Yeah, I think that's it. So 6 plus, yeah, right, 9 or 10. A lot, plenty. My lovely wife, Layla, who was not my wife at the time, said, you need to pick something or you're gonna, or I'm leaving. And I was like, oh man, that is a high stake. I should pick something. And so I ended up picking something. What do you think the issue was? What was my deficiency as an entrepreneur? Was it a skill? Gonna get hands for skill? Hands for trait? Hands for belief? Interesting. Okay. Well, this is my opinion. The lesson is niche slapping fallacy, which is the fallacy that if I pursue all of them, one of them will work out, which is a fallacy. It is false, when in reality, all of them could have worked out, but none of them will work out if you pursue them all. And so many of you probably have your hand in 2 things, and you're like, I'm not really sure which one it is. Fucking pick. Pick. Because the people you're competing against who are beating you just have one thing. And imagine right now for a moment that one of those businesses disappeared. Everything that you have on that business just vanishes. How easy would it be to make the other one win? So just do that. So the lesson was the niche slapping fallacy. What I lacked was focus. And for me, I think focus is a character trait. So that was a trait deficiency. But I wasn't done yet. I still had more things that I was not successful because of. So this is me talking about my grand plans this is at my first location, by the way. This is how I was showing how I wanted to build America's next gym. And so, sorry, it's really cute. And so anyways, I went to this mastermind. It was Russell Brunson's Inner Circle. This is 5 or 6 years ago. And I said, here are my grand plans. I've got 6 locations. I've got my next 4 picked out. And I told him about how our model worked and everything. And he said, I think it's a terrible idea. And like my heart sank. Because I was like, I looked up to this guy so much because I was like, God, I mean, if I can just get one thing from this guy. And he said, Alex, you have a level 10 skill set and a level 2 opportunity. You shouldn't be running gyms. You should be teaching gyms what you do. And that's where it's like the big frameworks that change your life. And that's what I'm trying to do with this presentation for somebody in the room, is that it's the big strategic decisions that make the big impacts in our lives. It's not the incremental gains. It's the rich dad who says, why are you even bothering with this? This is not big enough. You're never going to achieve scale running a liquor store. It's just not going to happen, right? But you need someone like that from the outside to get that perspective. And so this was what I got from Russell years ago. And so, can anyone identify the deficit that I was suffering at this point in my career? Was it a skill or a belief? Belief. And so, this was actually my trajectory of me as a multi-gym owner. I had lots of skills. I had decent character traits, I think. But I didn't know that it was possible. I didn't know that that was something that you could do. And so I switched from being a multi-gym owner to a licensor. And so finally, this is what a skill deficiency looks like. And I'll give you one that I hear all the time in internet marketing. I'm sure Ryan has heard this as well. No good salespeople exist. No one can sell like I can sell. My sales team is so inconsistent. Some months they close a lot. Some months they close a little. I want to kill them, and sometimes I don't want to kill them. Sound familiar, anyone? This isn't a problem. It is a skill deficiency. You lack the skill of recruiting, hiring, interviewing, training, and managing a high-performance sales team. That's all it is. And so it's not that this does not exist, it's that I do not have the skills to conquer this problem. And so here's a pro tip or a thought, is binaries versus continuums. So if you might check the box and say, well, I know how to manage a sales team. The question is not whether or not you know how to manage a sales team, but how well you can manage a sales team. It's not a